What's up, people? So we're back with another one. I hope you all have been staying safe and staying free and had a good week, ready for this weekend and enjoying that content. Now, this one that I'm bringing to you all today is a mad thing, sad thing, and it's all about a young 14-year-old boy that got stabbed to death on a bus in Woolwich. So let's get into it. So I'm sure a lot of you would have heard by now of this young 14-year-old boy called Kalen that got stabbed to death on a 472 in Woolwich this week. Now, I just want to say condolences to the family, to his mum, and may this young one rest up, though. So, this young boy was known as Keelan to his loved ones, but he was known as Gripper to his gang members and to his ops. Now, when I first heard about this young man being stabbed, I instantly knew it was in results to gang violence, as yes, you get mistaken identity where you get the case of a man getting stabbed and thinking it was another person, but 9 out of 10 when a man gets stabbed nowadays is because they were meant to get stabbed, even though that doesn't sound right whatsoever. So with this being said, I'm sure a few may have seen that his gang members from Woolwich have done a tribute video, dissing the ops and that and the third. Now, there's a few things that I've got to say on this. Is that you man need to stop making music on dissing your ops and doing, tribute music, because you're sitting there talking all of this bad man thing, but none of you man are going out riding for your fucking guy, though. You need to stop making music and go ride for your fucking guy. It would be a lot more meaningful if you went and gone and got the get back and then made your songs, though. But instead, you man are just making tribute songs, but it's not even so much of a tribute song. It's more that you're talking piss on the ops, though. So, but then I keep forgetting the way Woolwich used to be when I was in the streets of Southeast London, and I'm sure that real ones know from South, it ain't how it used to be 10 years ago. It's all changed, as WB Woolwich Boys used to be one of the most reckless gangs that you could have got in Southeast London, though. And it's like, I don't know, maybe because all of the olders are either locked up or they've got deported or whatever the fuck's going on, but it's not the same, though. We know that for sure. Now, on top of all of this being said too, I would say respect to the mum, but to a degree, as she's admitting that he was involved in the gang life. Okay, cool, respect to that. But then I think she's passing the buck, because she then said that this young boy, Kalen Gripper, he was, you know, groomed by a gang at the age of 6. Now, I used to be in a gang, as some may know in the community, and at the age of 6 is very, very far fucking fetched, It's, for me, it's very hard to believe at the age of 6, as I touched the roads and started doing gang at the age of 11, 12, but 6 years old, that's a toddler. Where the fuck was the mum? Where was you, though? That's more to the question. How the fuck does your son get groomed by a gang from the age of 6, though? So I'm not really believing that. I'm just seeing that she's kind of trying to pass the buck, and that is just completely fucked up. And it's like, where the fuck was you all of that time from this happening to your son at the age of 6? You failed as a mum, though, and that's probably how this situation ended up where it was. To him, ended up losing his life. Now, on top of this, that I'm gonna say as well, is that we all know the knife violence inside of Britain is absolutely out of control, and the government's quick to talk about, oh yeah, this and that and the third, and all they do is increase police presence for the first couple of days to couple of weeks, and then after that all dies down. After a month, everything goes back to how it was before. And the reason why this is a reoccurring thing for young people getting stabbed in Britain, and the reason why I say it and I know this, is because we're killing our own people. This young black boy that got his life taken this week was not killed by white people. He was not killed by Muslim people. He was not killed by no other people but his own people, though. And only does this knife crime become an issue like how it was in '08 times and further, when it was a little bit more reckless and people were killing different nationalities, but we're all killing our own people. So the government just stay back and sit in their seats and find it acceptable, because they're seeing Marquise killing Ricardo, they're seeing an Aki Abdullah killing Abdi, and that's okay. And they're seeing Charlie and James killing their own people, man. And the black people community and parents cannot moan in Britain about this situation of young kids being stabbed on buses, because there was Idris Elba last year protesting to get more than a knife ban done, and no parents were behind him from any ethnicity whatsoever to actually get something done by the government. And all this poor black brother could have done, and what he managed to do is to get the zombie knife ban. But what much was the zombie knife ban made an impact when man's still rolling with zombies, and it doesn't make an impact whatsoever? And it's quite sad, because a lot more could have been done, only as if how the black people protested for free the well boss, free the well boss, for a killer that took someone's life, a brother's life, over in Jamaica to be freed, but you're protesting in Britain. And that very same day, as I keep telling my people, and when I say people, I mean all people of all races and nationality, as I'm half white and half black, how many, black people died in Britain that day when we were screaming, well, I wasn't, but free the well boss? That's embarrassing, man. We all should have been behind Idris Elba, and that's why nothing is still going to be continued to be done, because we just expect the government to do their thing. It is a little bit on the government, but at the same time it's us as the community and people to get together and say, no, this is enough. The government's not doing what they're meant to. We have to run you out or change what's going on here. And because us as the people don't care, that's why it continues to happen, though. And it's very sad to see that a 14-year-old boy had lost his life, all because he was subjected to the elements of his own environment. He was a product of his own environment, though. And that's why I do what I do and tell people to stay safe and stay free, because coming from the council estate, we are subjected to the elements, to let alone certain rapper cappers talking piss about what they don't live. But it's no violation thing to when I say that the gang need to get the get back, and I'm not encouraging for the gang to get the get back, but you're making songs as your brethren's mum's grieving. You man should be filled with anger and getting in the ring dings and fucking living what you're rapping on the socials, though. Your ops are definitely laughing at these man in Woolwich for sure. Now, no one has been arrested in connection with this stabbing, so let's all just deep that for a second as well, that a young boy got stabbed to death on a bus with loads of CCTV in a day and age where CCTV is everywhere, with witnesses too, and there was not one witness to come forward. There was not one bit of CCTV to help the police catch the suspects. They haven't still caught no one, and hopefully that they do catch these men and give some form of justice to the parent, though, because it's not going to bring back her son, but at the same time, at least she could know that a little bit was served, to know that these men are behind bars and where they should be, though. Now, another couple of things I've got to add on this too is that this is all what happens when you do gang gang and bang bang. There's only 3 options to this gang life. When you do the gang life, is either you end up in prison. If you don't end up in prison, you end up dead. If you don't end up dead, you end up in a third world country, though, where your mom and dad come from, if you're blessed enough to be able to get to that third world country where they left for you to better, for them to better your life, to come to Britain, though. And the government sits here like Sadiq Khan joking about machetes and shit around kids, as little kiddies and man are dying in Britain from machete and knife crime. It's just a fucking joke. But because we don't care enough to actually get something done, it's the whole reason why the government's just happy to sit back and allow a man to keep this repetitive cycle going. Because when you look at all of these young ones, if they do catch the people who had taken this young boy's life, yeah, even though he was a gang member, but he was still a young boy to us older ones, right? It doesn't matter if he was a gang member. These ops that did it, his enemies, are probably only going to get 16 years, and out of 16 years, they're going to serve half. So they'd be back out in what, 6, 8 years doing the same shit again. So do you not see how it's such a bigger problem on a mass scale that is something that we all need to step in and do our bit as a community and as the people if we really do want to see this change? As the government can stop this knife crime. Don't ever get it twisted, and don't think that the government cannot stop knife crime. They can. All the government needs to do to stop knife crime, True Life Talks this, is enforce the fucking law. That simple. How about they take someone that goes and stabs someone, especially that shouldn't have been stabbed and killed, give them 35, 50 years proper life and never let them come out again, and see if the next young person doesn't think twice before picking up a knife and taking someone's life though. Now, it's kind of fucked up, but from where I'm from in Southeast London, real ones know. Real ones get touched and this and that and the third, is a part of the game. But for a man to be taking some civilian's life, that's not a part of the game, man. That ain't a part of the rules and shit, man. That shit is fucking wet, though. But it's more respected when you do get down the op that you've been talking and been wishing and hoping to get down, though. It's a sad reality to it. But only until these young ones grow up is only if they're lucky enough to realize the sad lifestyle that they had to live, and they're going to be very traumatized by it though. The PTSD is going to be a real thing, like it is for me, from suffering from that gang life, from all of the traumatizing events that you're going to see if you did live that, gang life, man. But it's a sad situation all over. I ain't gonna say the name of the gang that supposedly done it, as that's gonna be giving credit to them, and then on top of it is snitching. And I can't be doing that shit, because if police can't even say the name of the gangs that fucking done it, then hey, it's not my job to though. It's my job just to let you man know that life is too short, man, to be dying for some gang shit though. Now, there was a saying that I heard a year ago or two, don't die for bunda. Little bro, why would you not die for bunda? That bunda that's gonna maybe feed you, clothe you when you're in your lowest of points. If you ever go to jail, she gonna send you two money. Why would you not die for bunda? And she gonna put a roof over your head when you're a bum and hold you down like a real one. But you wanna die for gang, and bro, that is absolute mad. It's madness, man. And I know a lot at the time think that, oh yeah, that's what it's about. It is, that's what it's about, until you actually grow up to find out, yo, this shit ain't worth it though. Man's out here risking my life for some gang shit that it's not rewarding whatsoever, man. And that's the fucking truth though, man. And hopefully, once when we get a new king like William, maybe he might be the guy, to actually stop this knife crime and enforce the fucking law. Something's got to be done though, because now everyone's just gonna be moaning about it, complaining about it for the next couple of days, and give it a couple of days like it has been, and life is going to resume back to normal. This young man's going to be forgotten about, and the government ain't going to be caring. They don't care anyway. They just do their political statements to make it look like they care, as they're meant to care. But it's just a facade though. They just carry on going back to what they really do care, as if they really did, they would do something about knife crime. But then, like I say, us as the people, we can do something about it though, along with the government doing their part. And as True Life Talks, as this knife crime shit is something that I've had to live throughout my whole life. I've lost my best friend from knife crime. There was a couple of gang members that I had lost to knife crime to. And even if it's not knife crime and it's gun crime, whatever the fuck it is, the gang death, it's all traumatizing, man. It really is fucking traumatizing, though. And only down the line, if you're able to get out of it enough, you know, to look back to realize what kind of lifestyle you was living was not it, and to deal with the trauma that you've got to live with. And that's true life talks, man. So I hope you all do like this video. Do drop a comment. Let me know your opinions on this situation. Do stay safe, people, and stay free. Catch you on the next one.